Southeast Colorado stretches 200 miles from the Rocky Mountains to Kansas.
It touches New Mexico and Oklahoma.
I'd say definitely we're one of the best kept secrets in the state of Colorado.
You know, Southeast Colorado is, it isn't the mountains, it's not the Front Range, and I guess that's probably what I like best about it. It's a slower pace lifestyle, which I think a lot of folks appreciate.
There's more people in one block in Denver than we have in our entire county.
You don't see sprawling subdivisions, you don't see shopping centers. You see a very much an intact historic town.
That's a really remarkable area. You can go out into an area like that and feel like you stepped back 100 years, you know, in the cattle ranches.
The 8-county region is home to just under 70,000 residents
and has been connected by culture, values, and work ethic since the first people arrived here.
What we have is we have beautiful sunsets. We have beautiful people with servants' hearts. We have faithful, hardworking people in this community.
The farmers here are resilient.
We raise cattle, we raise corn, we raise wheat, but the best thing we raise in this community is kids. You know, we raise kids who know how to work, who know how to serve, and who appreciate the life that they live.
You know, I've seen examples of it time and time again. You know, at a basketball game or something, the basketball star would walk in and some little old kid would, hey, you know, and no matter what, that boy would stop and pick that little kid up and tote him around. Well, that counts for a lot.
That was something that was definitely a priority to me, is to stay close to family, and it was just an added bonus that I was able to find employment.
Moved from Denver when I was 6 years old, lived here since that point in time, went to college, said I was never going to come back to a small town, and 5 years later I decided to move back to a small town.
My wife says constantly, for living in a little small town with nothing to do, we stay awfully darn busy.
The Southeast Colorado region believes in doing a lot with a little.
In our community we have people who wear several hats, so a few do a lot. And we don't have the resources monetarily, but we do have the people who really contribute to this community.
And that's what I think motivates me to serve this community, is that we don't really care who gets the credit. We care that the job gets done.
And people just do. And as you said, how do you do a lot with a little? You get a lot of volunteers, you get people excited, and they'll go out and they'll make it happen.
When we built this park, we had 297 residents come into this space, roll up their sleeves together, work together, and transform this space into a bright, vibrant, alive space that really has started to transform not only our community, but transform just how we approach things. It's not finding solutions for people, it's finding solutions with our community.
In our region, we recognize that our various governments and groups need to work together to reach higher goals.
I think that relationship and that kind of partnering has greatly improved in recent years.
Regionalization and working together is extremely important to all of us in rural Colorado. The opportunities to partner are growing, and the need to partner is also growing.
The idea being that if one part of the region is successful, the whole region will be successful. When you start to think regionally, I think the possibilities expand, and that's where organizations like SCED, Southern Colorado Economic Development District, have been helping a great deal.
Things have to be accomplished regionally. Nobody's an island. With the world economy, you can't survive if you think you can do it by yourself.
The counties of Southeast Colorado have recognized that their most valuable resource is people.
They are working hard to provide opportunities for young people to stay in the area and build successful lives.
The thought of my 5 kids moving away and not wanting to come back to their home, I don't like that idea. If they choose to come back, I want them to have opportunities here.
sometimes people don't see that there's a lot of opportunity in our area. They don't see all of the jobs that may be available, and that's one of the things that we're trying to do is educate youth on the types of opportunities that they could have, especially within the healthcare and manufacturing fields in these areas, to try to get them to come back and get them to stay in this area.
And again, the development of other economic drivers besides agriculture is extremely important to provide new opportunities and new job opportunities to the young folks.
We can't just rely on one or two industries to carry us through, because it's great when they're here, but when they're not, we really are hurting.
Main Street in Southeast Colorado used to be a busy place.
As agriculture and technology have changed, so has the traditional downtown of the region.
Now many towns have high vacancy rates in their downtown buildings.
Towns like Trinidad are finding ways to revitalize their historic downtown area.
Creative district effort, it involves focusing on small, creative, entrepreneurial type businesses that can come and create their own economy here.
We're primed for small business that wants to come in. In fact, we have some right now that would like to come to Crowley County because the taxes are low, the cost of living is, I can't say it's cheap, but comparatively speaking, I think it's much less than it would be in the Denver, Colorado Springs area. So
we have a living laboratory here for historic preservation, and I think this is one of those other areas that there's lots of room to grow. We could bring students down here, take buildings, show them all that goes into restoring buildings, and in the end we get a restored building, and then people who are more knowledgeable about this kind of trade.
Southeast Colorado represents an independent spirit.
We're just as important, we're just as valuable as Denver or Colorado Springs or any of the Front Range.
You know, we're used to tough times out here. It's kind of just part of the fabric of this whole area.
We don't have all the answers. We don't have all the money in the world, but we have heart and we have spirit.
We just need some help sometimes. We need financial support at times. We need technical support. But we'll take it and we'll show you a good job when we get done, and you'll be proud of what we do.
We used to say, lead, follower, get the heck out of the way.
Our greatest investment are the people. That's what I know.
We're ready. We've got the people. We've got the success to build on.
We do a lot with a little.